Welcome back, spiritual seekers. Today we will explore the concept of Anima Mundi, and we will decode the universal conscious soul. Since the dawn of philosophy, mystics and thinkers have imagined the universe not as a mechanical structure, but as a living organism, a vast conscious soul expressing itself through matter. This idea, known as the Anima Mundi, or world soul, has echoed across civilizations, from Plato's dialogues to the Hermetic texts, from Stoic cosmology to Renaissance alchemy. It proposes that behind the apparent separateness of all things, there exists a unified field of intelligence, the divine breath that animates every form. To explore the Anima Mundi is to question whether consciousness is confined to the human mind, or whether it pervades the entire cosmos as its inner life force. Origins of the Anima Mundi. The idea of the world soul finds one of its earliest and most refined expressions in Plato's Timaeus. There, he describes the cosmos as a living being endowed with soul and intelligence, created by a divine craftsman, the demiurge. The Anima Mundi serves as the intermediary between eternal forms and material reality, binding the intelligible and the physical into harmony. Later philosophers like Plotinus and the Neoplatonists expanded on this idea, suggesting that the world soul is the dynamic power through which the One, the ineffable source, manifests the universe. Through the Anima Mundi, the divine breath animates galaxies and atoms alike, making all existence a living continuum of being. The world soul in ancient thought. Across cultures, similar ideas appear under different names. In Hinduism, the Atman, the supreme soul, pervades the universe, dwelling within every being as Atman. In Stoic philosophy, the Logos was the rational fire organizing all things. For the Egyptians, it was the divine life force, or Ka, that animated creation. These traditions converge on a single insight. Life and consciousness are not confined to organisms, but are woven into the fabric of reality itself. The Anima Mundi was the ancient recognition that the cosmos is not a machine, but a mind, and that every star, tree, and thought participates in this living unity. The Renaissance Revival, Hermeticism and Alchemy. During the Renaissance, the Anima Mundi was rediscovered and celebrated by thinkers like Marsilio Ficino, Giordano Bruno, and Paracelsus. Ficino described the world soul as the divine intermediary between God and nature, a radiant intelligence suffusing all things. Bruno went further, envisioning an infinite universe filled with countless worlds, each animated by the same universal soul. To the Hermetic philosophers, the Anima Mundi was the key to magic and alchemy. To understand it was to align human consciousness with cosmic consciousness. They believed that every act of perception or imagination could influence the fabric of reality, because the human soul is a microcosm of the world soul itself. The world soul and modern science. Although modern science sought to separate itself from metaphysics, echoes of the Anima Mundi still emerge in contemporary thought. Quantum physics, ecology, and systems theory all point toward interconnectedness as a fundamental property of the universe. Quantum entanglement reveals that particles remain mysteriously linked across space. Biology shows that ecosystems operate as coherent wholes, and cosmology suggests that space-time itself may be a self-organizing network. The physicist David Bohm spoke of an implicate order, an underlying unity from which the visible universe unfolds. In this way, the ancient vision of the world soul reappears in modern language as a conscious field of interrelation, the cosmos thinking through itself. The human soul as reflection of the cosmic soul. The ancients believed that the human being is not separate from the world soul, but a mirror of it. As above, so below, proclaimed the Hermetic axiom. The same intelligence that moves the planets also moves within the mind. Our consciousness is a localized expression of the universal consciousness that pervades all things. Mystics across traditions describe awakening as the realization of this truth. The moment the drop remembers, it is the ocean. When one perceives through the Anima Mundi, the distinction between inner and outer collapses. The song of a bird, the movement of clouds, the rhythm of one's own heartbeat, all resound with the same divine pulse. The spiritual implications of the Anima Mundi. To experience the world as alive is to live in reverence and participation, not domination. Ancient wisdom taught that when humanity forgets its unity with the world's soul, imbalance and suffering arise, both within and in nature. By reawakening this sense of connection, we begin to heal the fragmentation of modern consciousness. The Anima Mundi calls us to see the sacred not in heaven, but here, in every atom, every breath, every relationship. It invites us to rediscover a living cosmos in which consciousness is not confined to the human mind, but sings through all creation. This vision does not oppose science, but completes it, reminding us that knowing the world is ultimately an act of communion, not control. Awakening the vision of the living universe. To decode the Anima Mundi is not merely to study an ancient concept, but to awaken a new perception. It asks us to look at reality not as an object, but as a presence, a conscious, luminous field in which everything participates. When we see through this lens, the universe ceases to be a collection of inert matter and becomes a living revelation of spirit. We begin to understand that the same awareness that observes the stars is the awareness shining within them. The world is not outside us. It is the greater body of consciousness itself. To feel this is to awaken from fragmentation into wholeness, to see that the soul of the world and the soul within are one and the same. The return to the living cosmos. The Anima Mundi is more than a philosophical idea. It is a remembrance that the cosmos is alive, conscious, and sacred. In rediscovering the world's soul, we rediscover ourselves. Every thought, every breath, every act of love becomes an expression of the divine intelligence that permeates creation. The ancients called it the soul of the world. Today, we might call it the field of universal awareness. Whatever the name, the realization remains the same. The universe is not something we live in. It is something living through us.